Welcome back to the Giant Hot Takes podcast, your home for the hottest takes about the San Francisco Giants. I'm back. We'll be dropping podcasts here every Sunday or Monday. Do apologize for the delay and not dropping podcasts here for a while. Been at home for the summer. Lots going on. Starting up the Instagram, running 2 accounts on Instagram and Twitter. So it's been a little bit hectic, but obviously started this whole thing around the podcast. So need to get back to that. Excited to be back. Before we get going, please subscribe here. I think we're up to 190 subscribers, which is awesome. Still chasing down that 1,000 subscriber goal, which I'm hoping to get by the end of the season. It's going to be a long path as this one's growing quite a bit slower than the Instagram and X. But do us a favor there. While you're at that, go follow us on Instagram at sfg.hot.takes. And, of course, follow us on X at Giant Hot Takes. So the Giants, I've probably been on the pod in a month. A lot has changed. They've traded for the superstar Rafi Devers this team has been looking for a very long time. He's been off to a slow start. We'll get into that. Got some guys in slumps. Got some guys like Willy Adames heating up. Getting close here to the All-Star break, so it's definitely time to go over halfway through the season. Teams, I think, a game out of the wild card. We'll also be getting into that. But we're going to start right here at the A's series. So 4th of July, Friday night in Sacramento. Vibes are through the roof. Giants, A's. Doesn't get much better than that. Giants come out and lay an egg. It was a Justin Verlander start. He goes 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Right after that, Mason Black comes in, eats innings, 4 innings, 5 runs, 3 earned. Defense was kicking the ball around. Black gives up 2 home runs. And we're going to start right at the top with Justin Verlander. 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk. His command was okay, but he's just leaving it across the middle of the plate. His stuff is not as good as it once was, as to be expected at 42 years old, but still, this can't keep happening. He has a 4.84 ERA. He's 0-6. Granted, there's some bad luck in there because he should have had 2 wins. He should have won the Colorado game at home, and he should have won his last start in Chicago. Offense hasn't picked him up in his starts. He also hasn't pitched good. 4.84 ERA. There's no getting around that. Pulling up the Baseball Savant page now. There's a lot of fans thinking that he's getting unlucky for some reason, and I'm gonna shut that down right now. So unlucky, my definition is he's pitching pretty well, victim of some bad breaks, and that's just not the case. He has a 4.84 ERA. His expected ERA is 4.99, 13th percentile. Expected batting average, 277. That's a high number, 16th percentile. Ground ball percentage, 34%, 14th percentile. His pitching run value is 11th percentile. His fastball's at 5 percentile. Breaking ball value 22. So the fastball, which is kind of what Justin Verlander's lived on his whole career, is just essentially vanished from being an effective MLB pitch. And I don't really want to rip on the guy because I don't really know what we expected. He's 42 years old, first ballot Hall of Famer, seriously one of the best pitchers of all time. But I don't know what they do here, because if this was a 25-something-year-old, he'd be sent down or DFA'd with these numbers. But it's Verlander. You obviously can't send him down, so he'd go to waivers on a DFA. But knowing that he has a relationship with Buster Posey and he's a legend, you don't really treat guys like that who've given so much to the league. So I think maybe he goes to the bullpen, but you can't continue to start him. Maybe you Phantom IL him and be like, we're going to try it again here in mid-August, because they can't keep wasting games like this. This is borderline what Jordan Hicks was giving us, and it's not good. So I'm hoping they kind of throw him in the bullpen, not the Bivens role, but kind of a long reliever, or do something like that, because he can't pitch 5 innings. He can't go 2 times through the order. It's still pretty valuable to get 1 or 2 innings in the bullpen, maybe 3 innings, or you give him an opener in some starts. Maybe you put Eric Miller back in that opener role or somebody like that. They have Scott Alexander, and maybe give Verlander 3, but then at that point it's still a bullpen game, and just keep Verlander in the bullpen because you can't start him. Besides that, offense obviously didn't show up. They got blown out 11-2. Just wasn't really much. The defense was terrible. Wisely hit a home run at his home park, which was cool to see. Adames had a hit. There's going to be a lot of Adames hits we're talking about. Very forgettable game on the 4th of July. Last night they needed to come back, and boy did they come back. They looked really good in the Logan Webb start. Giants won 7-2. Webb, the Rockland High grad, in front of his home crowd, goes 6 2/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Pitched out of some traffic all day, kind of a vintage Logan Webb performance. Got some big double play balls. Randy Rodriguez got him out of the final jam, as Randy always does. Tyler Rogers came in for an inning, does what Tyler Rogers does, 7 pitches, gets out of it. Spencer Bivens comes in. We'll talk about Bivens a bit later. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. Just such a fun story. He's turned himself into not necessarily a high leverage reliever, but a very good reliever for very cheap. Awesome for everybody involved. Offensively, this was outside of the 2 home run game against Colorado at home. Willy Adames' best game, 3 for 5, 4 RBIs, 2 RBI singles in the first and third inning, one of them with 2 strikes. He looked awesome. His average is up to 225, 672 OPS. The power's back. We saw it in Arizona. He's played very good ball here for well over a month, which is awesome to see. Gonna pull up a quick tweet from Sleeper SF Giants, tweeted out about him this morning. Willy Adames in the last 15 games, 340 batting average, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, a 924 OPS. Just fun to see. We signed Willy Adames. The guy hit 32 home runs last year, played good defense at short, was supposed to be one of our power bats, a big reason why this team was projected to go pretty far, and he was not there early, but as he said, he's finally starting to get going. 225. Defense was brutal the first half of the season. Now it's back to an above-average shortstop that rakes. So good to see. Besides those numbers from Adames, Brett Wisely hits a big 2-out RBI. 2 RBI double, goes 2 for 4. Rafi Devers, 1 for 3, 2 walks. There's a lot of people, including myself, just kind of like, dude, Devers just needs to get going, not hitting that great. He walks so much, guys. I mean, it does not matter how you get on. If you're getting on 3 out of 5 times and you hit a double, that's why his OPS is so high and he's hitting 262. People are genuinely scared to pitch to him. The Giants haven't had a hitter like that in a very long time that people are genuinely scared to hit to or to pitch to. He's going to go nuclear here soon. He's hitting quote-unquote bad, but he's still walking. So he will figure this out soon. And when he does, look out. Elliot Ramos goes yard. Awesome to see. Matt Chapman in his return gets a hit, walks on base 2 out of 4 times, scores 2 runs. Quite obvious how different that lineup is with Matt Chapman. You have Yastrzemski, Ramos, Rafi Devers, Matt Chapman, Jung-Hoo Lee, Willy Adames in your top 6. That team's going to have a very good chance to go deep in this season. Just make the playoffs is my goal, but like they can go further if you have a good Matt Chapman. Awesome to see. He's walking a ton. Also gets hit by a pitch. Thank goodness that they avoided disaster there. 816 OPS. The Giants now have 3 guys with an 800 OPS. So fun to see. It's been a minute since they've had that. Just a very good win for this Giants team. Got a big game. I'm filming this before the series finale against the A's right now. So big moment for Hayden Birdsong. 2 horrible outings. Need to bounce back facing a lefty. Got to get back in the win column, you know. So we'll see what the Giants do there. Got the Phillies and the Dodgers coming to San Francisco next week. I think the Phillies is a 3-game series. Dodgers is a 3-game series, and they're in the All-Star break. 6 games above 500. Need to win today. Get to 49 and 42. Feel pretty good about where they're at before the All-Star break. So we'll see where they go there. Going into the All-Star break, we're going to switch it up a little bit here. I got some good Giants All-Stars for you. I've got 4 All-Stars. It's definitely going to be more of a hotter take on a couple of them because I know some people think we should have 5 or 6. Some people think we should only have 1. I'm going to go 4, and I'm going to give you a good reasoning. If you disagree or have any other players you think are worthy of an All-Star nod, drop it down in the comments. We're going to start obvious. I think should be the Cy Young frontrunner, Logan Webb. He is the leader in innings pitched in the MLB and obviously the National League. He is 2nd in the National League in strikeouts. He is 5th in ERA with a 2.62 ERA. And the guy just goes out there, competes. You know what you're getting every time. The bad outings aren't that bad. The good outings are as good as they get. Logan Webb's an all-star, should potentially be the all-star starter. They'll probably give it to Skeens because, I mean, I guess the national media loves Skeens. Skeens is awesome, obviously, but I think Logan Webb is more than deserving of that starting spot in the all-star game. Number 2 all-star, also the number 2 pitcher on the Giants team, Robbie Ray. What a bounce-back season from Robbie Ray. He's fully healthy. Looks like one of, if not the best left-handed pitcher in the MLB right now. In the National League, he's tied for first in wins at 9. He's 9-3. He goes out there every time he pitches, the Giants win damn near. Even when they lose, he pitches well. He's been such a resurgence and a big reason for this team playing well. He is 8th in the NL in ERA, nothing to slouch at. There's just a lot of guys right in that 2 to 2.5 ERA range. He is 5th in the NL in innings pitched, might be the most impressive stat for Robbie Ray. He's historically been kind of a 5-inning and dash guy, and he has not been that this year. He's been going 7 innings. He went CG in Arizona against his old team. He just looks fantastic. Got all of his stuff working, all of his pitches working. The Tariq Skubal changeup looks awesome. And then Robbie Ray is 6th in the NL in strikeouts. I mean, I don't know what else I have to say. This is clearly an all-star. He should definitely be in that all-star game. He's a top 5 pitcher in the NL, probably the best left-handed arm. You need him there. He's earned it, deserves it. Looks very similar to his 2021 Cy Young self. Number 3, we're going another pitcher, Randy Rodriguez. This one, Randy's obviously not a closer. The All-Star game loves giving all these things to closers because saves are a huge stat. But if Randy Rodriguez is not, I don't even know where the All-Star game is. Is it Atlanta? If Randy Rodriguez is not in Atlanta, then I don't really know what you're telling him else he has to do. 0.71 ERA, 38 innings pitched, 53 strikeouts. He's the best reliever in the NL. He comes into high leverage situations. You saw it last night, bases loaded. That's what he comes into. Always gets out of it, usually gets out of it. I mean, he's given up a home run to Xander Bogaerts, and he had the outburst in Colorado, and I think that's the only 2 outings he's given up a run. So I think this guy, it's not on the topic today, but he should probably be the closer or get another opportunity to close the way Camilo Doval looks. But we're staying on topic with All-Star. Randy Rodriguez is an All-Star. Then number 4, I don't necessarily know how this works, but Rafi Devers definitely has an All-Star has had an all-star season. He has 17 home runs, hitting .262, not a big batting average guy anyways. OPS 865, hits a shit ton of doubles. Rafi Devers, it's just fun to watch the guy play. 23 doubles, 17 home runs, 67 RBIs is pretty bonkers. He's going to track for well over 100 RBIs. It's an all-star. He won't start, obviously, because I got to give it to the gambling man down in LA, who probably shouldn't even be in the league if we're going to talk about that. But Devers should definitely probably be the backup DH. There's nobody really else in the NL that sticks out as much as he does. Be curious to see if they give it to him. Some honorable mentions that I don't think will make it, but should definitely have a good case. Tyler Rogers been awesome for this team all season long. I think he's got the most appearances in the entire MLB, 1.7 ERA. Don't ever take Tyler Rogers for granted. That's all-star numbers. He's probably not going to make it just because you can't have 2 non-closer relievers from the same team. But he's had an awesome year. Tyler Rogers will never take it for granted. Last one, we're going to go out. If Matt Chapman didn't get hurt, he's probably an all-star, probably the starter. Probably not the starter, but Manny Machado's having a great year. Matt Chapman's definitely up there. Should probably have been in the game if he didn't get hurt, but can't put him in the game. Then Elliot Ramos, he's in a weird spot right now. He's 9th in the NL in OPS, I believe. I think his WAR is a little bit higher. There's some studs in the outfield. You have James Wood, you have Fernando Tatis. Could keep going down the list. Just some very good names out there in the NL outfield. But Elliot Ramos, a lot of people said he was in for a regression. Has not been the case. He's been better this year. 336 ABs, 17 doubles, 1 triple, 14 home runs, 47 RBIs, 274 average, 806 OPS. He's probably not going to make the All-Star game, but he's an All-Star. They've homegrown a budding superstar. They should look to extend him. Elliot Ramos is here for a very long time. He's going to be good for a very long time. He's still 25 years old. The sky is really the limit. He could potentially, if all things go according to plan, he keeps getting better. It's a potential MVP candidate by his age 30 season. So excited for him. Been through a lot in terms of up and down early in his career. Super fun to watch. So that's my predictions. To recap, my 4 All-Stars, Logan Webb, Robbie Ray, Randy Rodriguez, Rafi Devers. Honorable mentions, Matt Chapman, Elliot Ramos. Very fun to have a core of stars like this. Giants are going to have a very fun season if those guys can keep stacking success. Going into our last segment, fan questions and answers and reactions. Threw it out on Instagram. Make sure to follow us there at sfg.hot.takes. Got a very good response. People seem to love these. Going to start with my guy Ant at All SF Giants. Go follow him right now. He's popping 10,000 followers on Instagram, which is incredible. We hope to be there one day, but he's definitely a big inspiration. Been very nice and kind to us, kind of showing us the ropes on Instagram. So go follow him. He said, thoughts on the current Giants bench and how they will contribute down the stretch. So early in the season, kind of before the Devers deal, before Casey Schmidt kind of popped out, before Christian Koss kind of started playing better baseball, this bench was pretty bad. You borderline could not even pinch hit some of these guys because they were just kind of shit in the bed down there. And now you got a starting lineup when all is healthy, which is no guarantees. Left field, Elliot Ramos. Center field, Jung-Hoo Lee. Right field, Mike Yastrzemski. Third base, Matt Chapman. Shortstop, Willie Adames. Second base should be Casey Schmidt when he's back. If not, Tyler Fitzgerald will still get a decent amount of starts. First base should be Rafi Devers when he is healthy. Who knows? Probably just your DH. And then a platoon with Wilmer Flores and Dom Smith, with potentially some Casey Schmidt starts there. And obviously you have Pat Bailey behind the dish, and God knows who they're going to keep trotting out there. But that would leave your bench with that starting lineup. I would go Christian Koss, depends who's on the bench between Flores and Smith, Tyler Fitzgerald, Andrew Kisner, or whoever you're going to trot out there. And then they'll probably keep a Matos, but we'll see. That's 5 bench guys. One of those guys will have to go. If I had to guess, it probably is Matos, but they kind of need a fourth outfielder. So I don't know what they're going to do with the bench, but say it's Koss, Flores/Smith, Fitzgerald, and Kisner. Let's say Dom Smith starting against a righty. Wilmer Flores is an awesome guy to bring off the bench. At one point he was the NL leader in RBIs, always seems to have a clutch moment, already has a pitch, already has some big pinch hit opportunities and moments. I think that's a huge bonus to this team that might get overlooked, is having Flores being able to come off the bench. Huge. Christian Koss, before he went down with that pulled hammy, was maybe the Giants' best hitter in that brutal stretch of a road trip. He was great in Chicago. He was good in Arizona. Christian Koss, you almost have to find a way to get this guy ABs over Tyler Fitzgerald. And I don't know where he plays because Casey Schmidt coming back is going to be huge for this team. He was one of the team's hotter hitters as well. Christian Koss coming off the bench, kind of filling a utility role. If Matt Chapman needs an off day, you slide Schmidt to third, play Koss at second. You have to find the guy 1 to 2 starts a week. I don't know if he can maybe learn some right field, but Christian Koss, a great piece to have on that bench. Also some plus speed to pinch run. Tyler Fitzgerald, it's going to be hard to get this guy ABs when you have Koss and Schmidt back, because Tyler Fitzgerald's having a pretty rough year. Very good pinch run guy. Heard he was maybe taking some reps in the outfield in AAA, but he's back up, had a big swing in Arizona. Don't forget about that run he went on last year. It's a decent guy to have on the bench. Very good speed, doesn't hurt. Andrew Kisner needs to start once a week, I guess, if you have to get him in there. They need to find a better backup catcher. Don't know what happened to Sam Huff. I like Sam Huff a little bit better than Kisner, but not really going to complain about a backup catcher. It's not this team's biggest issue, but this bench all of a sudden has some fun flexibility. Appreciate the question, Ant, and I'm pretty excited about it. Next one, Holy Shin. As he said, we're getting close to the trade deadline. Which starting pitcher do you think the Giants are going to target? I've said it for a while. I do think the Giants are going to target a starting pitcher. I said it even before the Kyle Harrison deal. I've been a big Framber Valdez guy. We'll get into Framber a little bit later. But I have 3 names that make a ton of sense, and I'll explain it. And I do think there's a pretty decent chance that one of these 3 guys gets moved at the deadline, and the Giants, if they're in the market, should pick up the phone for them. Going to start with Seth Lugo, the Royal. He has had back-to-back 2 awesome years. Bob Nightingale said if the Royals fall out of the race in the AL Central and AL Wildcard, then they will be open to moving him. They're 42-48, I believe. Don't quote me on that. They look to be sputtering. Probably not going to make the playoffs, so Lugo would be an awesome guy to go get. He's owed $15 million in 2025, so Giants probably have to take roughly half of that, call it $8 million, and then owed $15 million in 2026. He's 35 years old right now, going to be 36 next year. Great last couple years. In 2025, a 2.65 ERA. In 2024, he had a 3 ERA, and this makes sense for a lot of reasons, because the Giants don't necessarily want a long-term, I don't know that they want to invest that because there's pretty good guys hitting the free agent market in 2025 after this season. You got Framber Valdez is due for a new contract. You got Michael King. Forget who else is in there. There's some other good names. We'll focus on that in the offseason. But Lugo fills a need. Ground ball pitcher would fit really well in at Oracle Park. Not owed that much money, $15 million is how much you're paying Justin Verlander. Seth Lugo is way better than Justin Verlander. He would instantly be this team's third best pitcher, potentially second, but not going to disrupt my boy Robbie Ray like that. And you go in a wild card series, Logan Webb to Robbie Ray to Seth Lugo with Landon Roop coming in out of the bullpen for some long relief. I mean, that is disgusting, guys. There's not one team who would not be scared to play the Giants. And then you have our lineup like that. Go find a way to get Seth Lugo. That's kind of my dream target right now. I don't know how much it would cost because he's older. It's not necessarily a rental, but I do think you might have to look to give up like a... I just don't really know what his value is. Maybe I don't think they'd move Bo Davidson for like a Seth Lugo, but somebody like that, like a lower level guy. I don't think they'd be interested in like a Matos or a McRae, but yeah, it would be somebody lower level. Maybe like a Jacob Christian. You can throw them over like one of our relievers. So I don't really know how the package works, but it's worth picking up. Next guy, Andrew Heaney, the career, I mean, he's been everywhere, but he's currently a Pirate. Good left-handed arm, 34 years old, would be a rental. Obviously wouldn't be expensive if you wanted to re-sign him. He's an unrestricted free agent after this season. This season, 4.16 ERA. This is a move that would make a ton of sense if you don't want to go out and pay for a guy like Seth Lugo with some farm things. You could be able to get Andrew Heaney for damn near next to nothing, like a Sabin Ceballos, something like that. Definitely worth looking into. Definitely an upgrade over Verlander. Next one would probably be the biggest blockbuster out of these, Ed Cabrera, the Marlin. 3 years of team control. I believe he's 26 years old right now. Unrestricted free agent in 2029. This year, having his best season of his big league career easily, 3.41 ERA. We've faced Ed twice this season. Stuff is electric. Runs it up to 101, 102. Sky really is the limit for Ed Cabrera. Deal like this, you're really looking at kind of not destroying the farm system, but you're looking at giving up a Davidson, maybe a Matos, maybe an MLB-ready player like a Schmidt, because Ed Cabrera, 3 years of control in ARB years, going to be dirt cheap till 2029. Don't see the Giants really going out and doing a huge blockbuster like Ed, but hell, I'd be pretty excited about it. Other names to watch, Merrill Kelly. If the D-backs did want to trade in division, looks like they're kind of falling out of the race, dealing with a lot of injuries. Merrill would be fun. And then Zach Eflin on the Orioles had a great year last year, not having a good year this year. Could be worth looking into. Another guy kind of similar to that, Sandy Alcantara, having a horrible year, kind of needs to get out. Giants might be able to fix him. I'm not really looking to fix anybody like that. And then my personal dream that I do not think is going to happen, I'd love it to happen in the offseason. Framber Valdez, left-hander, essentially left-handed Logan Webb, throws an awesome sinker, gets just as many, if not more, double play balls as Logan Webb. That will be my dream offseason acquisition. Considering he would be a steep rental price and the Astros are in the AL West race, I think leading it by a couple games right now. Wouldn't expect to see him move, but if he is, it would be my absolute dream. So appreciate the question, Holy Shin. To recap, Seth Lugo, Andrew Heaney, Ed Cabrera, Merrill Kelly, Zach Eflin, Sandy Alcantara. If I had to pick one of those, Seth Lugo, as long as it doesn't take too much of the farm. So that would be fun. Got our next question at ACV Spotting. He says, list your DFAs. I'm not a big overreaction DFA guy, but if there's two guys I wanted off the Giants yesterday, it's Andrew Kisner. I'm sure he's a great dude. Backup catcher is very tough. He's just not very good. So you got to be able to find something a little bit better on the open market. I think Sam Huff's better. I know he's been hurt. There's got to be something better out there, And then Joey Lucchesi, I don't even know what his ERA is at right now. He hasn't pitched in a while. The guy is just, sure, he's a great guy too. Never met him. Don't really want to rip on a guy, but he doesn't need to be pitching for the Giants. Cody Falconer asked the best permanent first base options. This is definitely an interesting one, but I don't really see them going out getting a permanent first baseman this year. If they did, it would be like a rental, maybe like a Naylor, or I haven't really looked in the first base market, to be honest. I'd love it, but Dom Smith and Wilmer Flores, not a bad thing to have there for relatively cheap. But going back to the best permanent first base option, you got Bryce Eldridge coming up soon. Would not rule out a mid-September call-up if the Giants need a spark late and they're in that wild card race, which they should be. He's got to get healthy. He's been out 2 or 3 weeks with a hammy, I believe. But just be patient with Eldridge. They can deal with Dom Smith and Flores for the rest of the season and be fine, because Bryce Eldridge, if he pops for a 30, 40 home run guy, if he ends up, I was telling my dad last night, if he ends up like what Nick Kurtz is giving to the A's right now, then boy, oh boy, this Giants lineup's only going to be that much deeper. Hot take right here from Kevbo says Rafi Devers breaks out post All-Star break, 16 home runs, 950 OPS. Very possible, guys. Rafi Devers, when he's hot, his hot stretches are absurd. We've already seen one of his cold stretches, like an 0 for 15 with 13 strikeouts. Like, it's something else to see a guy go up and down like that. But when he gets hot, definitely not out of the woods to go 16 home runs, 950 OPS. If he went 16 home runs, would finish him with 32 home runs. OPS would be right around 920. What an incredible year that would be. So would love that. Final one right here, just talked about it at SOG 401. Me and him are on the same page. Says Buster getting Framber would be perfect. It's a pipe dream. Rafi Devers was also a pipe dream. I did not think we had any chance of going out to get Rafi Devers, especially not giving up Eldridge, but here we are. Buster Posey's here. Buster Posey doesn't F around. Buster Posey needs to make the playoffs. He needs it more than he needs to breathe. So if they went out and traded for frickin' Paul Skeens, I don't even think I'd be shocked, because Posey loves this shit. Nobody else I'd rather have as my president of baseball operations. So definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. Sorry it's been so long. Be on the lookout for once a week podcasts. Appreciate you tuning in. Gonna sign off now. Go Giants. Let's win a series today.